Assalamu alaikum, everyone. I'm Aisha, and I welcome you all in this 1 hour webinar on personal branding using LinkedIn. So before I formally begin with the webinar, I would like to share a quote that I have just read yesterday while I was preparing for this presentation. It says, if you're not branding yourself, then you can be sure that others do it for you. So this program would be very relevant for individual and corporates for creating your personal brand by using the social media platform for professionals and individuals, that is LinkedIn. Before I hand over and introduce our speaker of the day, I would like to share some housekeeping rules. I would request all the participants to be on listen-only mode by muting yourself and keeping your cameras off while the presentation is given, just to avoid background noise and distraction. This session is recorded and will be later available on Octara's YouTube channel. It's also streaming on Octara's Facebook page. So if any of your friends or colleagues who have not registered yet and wants to attend this program, they can view this program from there as well. Towards the end, we have kept a Q&A session with our facilitator. And so if you have any questions in between, you can put them in the chat channel, and we'll take your questions towards the end. There will be e-certificates of attendance for participants who will be there, who will attend the complete webinar. Lastly, for the housekeeping rules, if you have any difficulty during the session, you can try log out and log in back, or you can contact my colleague Sarim Atik, who's also a co-host of this meeting, and his email is available on the slide. Like I have said, and like we have promoted in the brochure, there is a bonus offering in this program, which will be given to the participants who will attend the entire program and complete programs till the end. So these are two very handful and very useful guides by Hamad Siddiqui on using or creating or enhancing your profile on LinkedIn. So it will be available to you once you'll complete the webinar, and you'll get them along with the e-certificates of attendance. Okay. I would also like to take the opportunity of our digital platform, which is called Octara TCS WebMall Plus. It's a brainchild of our CEO, Jamil Janjua, who came up with this initiative when the pandemic, when there was a sudden disruption caused by the COVID-19. So aligning his vision for digital transformation with the existing needs for learning and development, he came up with the idea of providing complementary one-stop learning solutions to not only HR and corporates, but anyone who is interested in self and professional developments. Now, this platform includes all sorts of e-learning program in the form of web talk, podcast, online trainings, newsletters, reports from organizations like McKinsey, HBR, and other reputable organizations, blogs, and storytelling session. So if you want to become a part of this group, you can join in by the registration link coming on your screen, and I'll later paste it in the chat box. Here's a short video message from our CEO, Jamil Janjua, at what we do at Octara. Have a look.
Hi, hello. My name is Jamil Janjua, and I'm the CEO of TCS Octara. Octara is a company that belongs to the TCS group of family, and it has established an enviable reputation as being one of the leading executive training service providers in Pakistan. A large part of our success is attributed to our chairman, Mr. Khalid Wan, whose personal commitment to encourage the development of the people at both TCS and at the Pakistan level. It has been very, very stimulating and very, very inspiring for us. We take great pride in delivering high quality learning experiences which are based on extensive research of training needs, after which programs are created, working with the best possible trainer, the content developed to address the needs, then marketed as a series of leadership acceleration programs, and finally delivered, ensuring all logistics is taken care of to ensure a high quality learning experience. Our team motto at Octara is to help you succeed. Thank you.
Now I would like to introduce our speaker of the day, Hamad Siddiqui. Hamad has been is the founder of LinkedIn Impact, an organization, his own organization, and expert in LinkedIn content curation and strategy. He is the Chief Business Development Officer in the Chartered Institute of Marketing Management, Canada. He's also worked as the head of trade and investment in UK, and he's also a former director, a country director of Center of International Private Enterprise. So I would like to welcome Hamad, and thank you for your time, Hamad. And over to you for the proceeding with the webinar.
Thank you very much, Aisha. Thank you, JJ, for giving me the opportunity. It's pretty early in the morning in Toronto, and so I just had a cup of coffee to keep me awake. But I'm sure we will have an exciting session. Before I begin, I would like to recognize three people in this session. I probably know more than three, but three people who I personally know and have met. First one is Humayun Bashir Saab. I've met him several times in various sessions and events in Pakistan. Syed Mansoor Saab, who is an auditor, a fascinating person. I've met him several times and learned from him. And Abdul Rafi Hanafi, a young fellow trainer who is trying to bring some change in the training industry in Pakistan. So I'm sure I know more than three people in this group, but at least three I could immediately recognize. So this session is what we call here is handcrafted for this group, which is with us today. Very targeted and specific, given the fact that LinkedIn itself is what we call in Urdu is a samandar. It's like an ocean, and there is so much in it. And learning LinkedIn is probably one of a big missing element in social media space globally. So I'm an early adopter. I started learning LinkedIn almost 10 years ago and have conducted several programs until I was in Pakistan, working with the American Corner, National Incubation Center, various universities, just to promote LinkedIn as a place to be and use it effectively. Since I came to Canada in 2019, I was still working with the site, my previous employer. So one more person who I know personally, Jamal, who has just joined in. Until last year, exactly 1 year ago. But my passion was to continue this journey on LinkedIn. So I created an organization called LinkedInimpact.com. And through this organization, I am imparting not only training sessions, there is 6 weeks and 8 weeks training session that I run. And we'll be running a session purely for Pakistani market with Octara, inshallah, post Ramadan. I also provide one-on-one consultancy on LinkedIn profile optimization, content strategy, and networking strategy. Now, so just to give you a brief background as to why LinkedIn is important, LinkedIn has grown from, even in last 1 year, from 680 million users to 800 million users plus. And they have included or added so many new features within LinkedIn. And a lot of people around the globe, well, of course, Facebook was an early space where everybody went in, try to use LinkedIn more like a Facebook, or they are confused how to use Facebook. This is what my 10 years journey tells me. So in this session, we will try to unveil some interesting features about LinkedIn and why LinkedIn should be used more professionally, and how can you improve your LinkedIn profile? What are some of the areas that you should look at? So in 1 hour, this is how much we can fit in, or maybe about 45 minutes, and then we'll have about 15 minutes for quick Q&A. And you can all connect with me if you have not already through my LinkedIn profile, which Team Octara will share with you in the chat box. So in this session, what we will have is a poll at the beginning of the session now, and a poll at the end of the session. And the objective of this session, this whole process, is that we will start from a point, we will learn something interesting, and we will conclude by telling ourselves as to what we have learned. In between, we will have a breakout room session. So far we have 56, which means, yeah, 56 people. If you exclude me, 55, we'll probably have more. And I'm planning to have small breakout rooms for about 4 people in it for 5 minutes. And once we come to that point, I will share what we will discuss in those breakout rooms. So before we jump on to our presentation, I would like to ask you to kindly share your thoughts on this poll. I'll just give like 10 more seconds and then we'll have the result, because most of us have responded. And by the way, there's no right or wrong answer. It's just your opinion. All right, I'm ending the poll. And that's the result. As you can see, most of us have responded. Building my future network, 41%, and 25% finding a job. This is the result of that poll, and I would just simply download it just for my own records. And let's see what we have. Oops. All right, so this was a poll, and this is the result of a poll that I did a few days ago on my LinkedIn. And as you can see, even in this poll, we have most of the people either looking for a job or are interested in building the future network. So yet again, it's proven that people who come on LinkedIn, most of us are either looking for building their future network or looking for a job opportunity. The missing point is how to. And LinkedIn does not provide you that information. There is tons of information available, but how do you filter that information to help you move to the next level? How do you do that is probably the biggest challenge that LinkedIn users have. And as a result, only about 5% LinkedIn users understand how LinkedIn works. And around only 1% users produce content on LinkedIn, which means that there is a lot of space and there is hardly any competition. So these are the two things that I'll keep repeating during the session. One more thing, which I mean, Aisha gave me a list of checklists, a checklist which is not in front of me. But if you have any questions, please, in between, you can always put those questions in chat box. And Sarim and Janab are moderating the chat box. I don't have a script, so I can stop whenever I want to stop and respond to your questions and go back to my presentation. Okay, now we understand that it's really important for us to know how LinkedIn works And now we will talk about what do we need to see in our LinkedIn profile to evaluate whether our profile is powerful enough or effective enough or optimized, as we call it, to reach out to a network or build a network or find job opportunities. And this is what I call is your health check, your health check of your LinkedIn profile. Um, in the interest of time, what I've done, I've taken some screenshots for you to share in this presentation. What you can do when you go back, you can look at your own profiles based on these screenshots. So what we are doing, we are looking at our LinkedIn profiles more deeply to understand whether our LinkedIn profile is doing well or needs some help. How many profile views in 90 days is the first basic parameter that you should really look at. And that is, where do you see it? It's on your left column underneath your description and picture. It says who viewed your profile and it gives you a number. In my research, when I worked with my clients for almost in the first 6 months, I collected this data, and this data shows that most of my clients and users who came to me, they had 90 days profile views less than 200. And this was the basic parameter that I used to help them understand that their profile is not doing well. My profile views, for instance, in 90 days, anything between 6 to 7,000, maybe more. Sometimes I've touched even 12,000 at times. So more views means more people are coming to your profile. And when more people come to your profile, more visibility your profile will get. So this is one parameter that you should really look at in your profile. And if any one of you can log on to your profile now and see it and share in the chat box how many views your profile get, it will be a motivation for other people to move on. But if you want to do it later on, that's fine too. So Aisha, if there's a chat, you can, or the chat message, you can stop me and tell me.
Yes, yeah, sure, I can.
Yeah. Okay, so the second critical analysis that we did on our LinkedIn profile is looking at this dashboard. This is my dashboard, and so I've already told you about who viewed your profile section. The other very important area that we should look at is search appearances. Now, it will come later on also. LinkedIn is a search engine. It basically works like Google. So you put in a certain set of information on your profile, and if somebody searches for someone like you, or a service provider like you, or a candidate like you, technically speaking, your profile should appear in that search. So what we need to see is that whether our profile is appearing in LinkedIn search or not, or how, if it is appearing, what is the number like? So if you go onto this section and click here at search appearance, first of all, this number is important. So you can see I've taken it like 2-3 weeks ago in that particular week. And this is for 1 week, by the way, or 8 days. In those 8 days, my profile appearances based on search were 3,193. And if you scroll down and you click this search appearance, you will see something like this. So you scroll down and you will see top keywords you were found for, which means that LinkedIn, if you have enough information on search appearances, LinkedIn will provide you up to 5 keywords under which your profile is found by someone who is not connected with you. Okay, so that's 99% a new connection, potential connection. So as you can see, my profile appeared 3,192 times, and the And the keywords that it appeared under are coach, entrepreneur, writer, career coach, specialist. And of this whole list, which is five is the optimal. They don't provide you the sixth keyword. Coach, entrepreneur, writer, and career coach are pretty much relevant to my profile. So this is what you need to see. So first, how many views did your profile get in the last 90 days? The next one is search appearances, how many? And then what were the keywords? So for instance, if you are an accountant, CFO, for instance, and if you are not appearing under CFO category and you're appearing in something else, you become irrelevant, which means that even if somebody lands on your profile, you know, there could be certain things within the profile which actually help your profile hit and for that search. You are not relevant to that search. Yeah. So you have to build that relevance. And again, this is also a word that I would want you to remember. I request you to remember relevance. And the next word will be targeting, which we will talk about. So once we have done this, we go to the next level, which is post engagement. And there are certain mathematical formulas to do post engagement, but these are okay for agencies, but for an individual, I would like to keep it simple. So this was one of the posts, and you're going to, by the way, going to get this ebook guide through Octara at the end of the session. You're actually going to get two. This is one of those. And as you can see, I posted this last weekend. Well, the weekend just passed, and I think I took that snapshot about 48 hours after that. I had 93 likes or whatever, 56 comments on it, and 11,851 views on this post. This is what we call engagement, post engagement. So if you have everything and you don't have post engagement, there is an issue. Yeah, and post engagement is usually, allow me to use the word byproduct of what we have done with our profile and have built our visibility to reach to this point. Okay, so this is a process which will help you understand how healthy your LinkedIn profile is. And last but probably the most interesting one is, are people connecting with you? Which means, are you getting requests from connections? And well, relevance is something that we can talk later. But if you are getting connection request, if people are following your profile, that means that you are doing pretty good. So in my own case, and I update that number almost every day, and I really like it. I mean, it's fun, particularly for those people who are watching my profile on literally almost a daily basis, and they want to talk to me, but they will talk to me after they've seen the progress. So I update my followers number almost every day, and so far it's 32,700 or something. So it's growing, and every day I get 100, 150, 200, sometimes more followers. I have switched off my connection button, so people can only follow. Only few people can send me a direct connection request. And the reason for that is LinkedIn provides you a quota of 30,000 connections, 30,000 first degree connections for a profile, for an individual profile. Now, if I reach to that 30,000, I cannot add more people. So for me, I'm already close to 28,000. I have to be very selective in accepting invites from people so that I grow my profile in a very targeted manner, by the way. But if you have 500, 600,000, few thousand, up to 10,000, 15,000 connections, you can go a bit wild in that and add more connections. But staying again targeted and relevant helps. All right, so we have come to the point where we will do a breakout room. And so far we have 64 people. and I'm going to break you in lots of rooms. So I'll probably do five people in a room, and it will be a fun exercise to share. So somebody has to take initiative in that room to share. My name is Hamad Siddiqui. I do LinkedIn profile optimization, and my passion is to become a global LinkedIn coach. So very simple. Yeah. So with that, I'm going to, if there's any, are there any questions, Aisha or Zainab?
No, just two comments from Saad Siddiqui. Said when you asked the question, when did you last view your profile? He said 37 views in last week, and he just checked his profile yesterday. So these are two comments that we've received so far.
So he checked it yesterday and he had 37 views. So Saad, you can now
Yeah.
work out, uh, whether your profile is doing well or not. So if you admit this gentleman, I'm going to break into rooms.
Okay. Then in the meanwhile, you can answer this question by Munawar Jamal. He's saying, is there any formula
Munawar,
or
yeah, Munawar is a formula for engagement benchmarking. There is no formula as such. What I say is that you keep watching if it is growing, if your posts are getting engagement, and it is your strategy. So again, okay, I want to touch this thing at the end, but I will just quickly tell you, you people go in on LinkedIn without a strategy. Usually, if you do not have a strategy, you have not established your key performance indicators and your goals. Unless you have not done it, you cannot benchmark. So you have to do a reverse engineering to be able to do that benchmarking as to where do you want to go from where. And you are already a marketeer. Um, I would like to learn from you if you have found any interesting formula around it. Globally, influencers with even 500,000 following sometimes get 300-400 comments only. So you can think about it. If it's even somebody with 500,000 following gets 300, 400, 500 comments is something. And in some posts, you can have a few thousand comments also. Gary Vee, for instance, gets lots of comments. So I'm going to break you in this exciting exercise in which you have to share your name, what do you do, and what is your passion. And we will come back and see how it works. So you're looking at about, how many people do we have? 60. Okay. So we will have, and I'm assigning automatically. So just go and join the room, and we'll have about 5 minutes in the room, and we'll bring you back. Enjoy. Please join in the rooms. We still have 14 people who haven't joined the room. So shall we get that you are not here and you've just logged in? Kashif Lari, Manur Sen, Saad Siddiqui, Ashraf Ali Hamad, Vindhya, Kiran, Umar Tariq, Akib, Salman Khwaja, Anilash, Sheikh. Please join in the rooms. We'll only have 5 minutes in the room, so if you're not joining, you are missing on an opportunity to know 4 people that you did not know before. So we had a breakout room at the moment going on. And in this breakout room, we have divided participants 5 each into one room, and they are discussing, basically sharing the names and what they do and what their passion is. I'm closing the room now. All right, everybody is back. Oh, some people are still coming back. All right, so thank you very much. We had 5 minutes, and in those 5 minutes, we discussed share our name and what do we do and what our passion is. Obviously, there were 12 rooms. I won't ask everyone to share, but there was a room with Asad Nair, Farooq Hassan, Mohammad Pirani, Amjad Shafiq, and I think Sonia. In that room, can anyone share what they learned? You have to unmute yourself. No? If somebody's saying something, please, we can't hear you. Okay, so
I can volunteer something.
Yes, please.
मैंने खैरुन्निसा साहिबा हैं, ये she's at the Aga Khan Hospital and she's looking after operations. तो उनके साथ मेरी बड़ी अच्छी गप रही.
Okay.
तो सवाल जो उठा, and which is very valid actually, कि some of us who have the good fortune of working to full agendas, what would be the value of LinkedIn for us? I mean, like I'm a writer, so Allah के फजल करम से I'm like over the top with deadlines.
Okay.
तो मैं तो social media के करीब नहीं जाता हूँ हफ्तों.
Okay.
So how do we? I mean, you know.
Very good question, Adil Saab. And
the reason incidentally, let me just tell you, the reason I'm here is because I write for Octara.com. So I've been tasked to cover your event. तो वो तो मैं आपको बड़े करीब से देख रहा हूँ, बट ये और सुन रहा हूँ, लेकिन ये है कि मेरे लिए यूटिलिटी क्या हो सकती है LinkedIn की. I keep getting messages from my LinkedIn account, but the last time I updated my LinkedIn account was maybe about 6 months ago.
Okay. मैं प्रॉमिस पे बात करते हैं. और कोई मुझे
जी Hamad, questions in the chat box. Mohammad Pirani is asking, I got to know about the creasing actually regarding the breakout room. I got to know about the colleague working as a finance specialist.
Okay.
And then whenever Jamal is saying, I got to meet Ahmed Hasnain from Allied Marketing in Lahore, a very senior professional.
Okay.
So these are the comments from breakout rooms.
All right. Great. Now, the biggest disadvantage of a live session is that somehow people do not participate that effectively. If you are in a classroom, then you can ping them nicely. But the idea is that if we are here to learn and share our experience, from our experience other people will learn also. ठीक है? तो ये बहुत important है. तो अगर आप जब भी शेयर करें, but again आदिल साहब बहुत शुक्रिया, और दो और जो लोगों ने शेयर किया, या और भी आ रहे हैं, आप देखें चैट में. ठीक है. This is yet another learning. Sayyid Mansoor, Adil Aurangzeb, I got to meet Asma and Jamal Saab, very informative. Right. So, Adil Saab, we will talk about what you said towards maybe. I think we'll talk about it now, and it may resonate to what you're saying. But let's see what we have to share. Okay. Oops. Okay. So what we did, we tried to connect with people who we did not know, well, technically speaking, we did not know. And once we started communicating with them, in 5 minutes, we established a relationship. And it is all about your relationships going forward, particularly if you're looking at more remote level relationships. Even within those people who live in Karachi and Lahore within Pakistan, they don't know each other. And this is a great opportunity for us to know and do business or build up our own relationship, find job opportunities, do more business. And this is the beauty of this platform, which provides you a one-on-one level networking opportunities. No other platform provides that. So as I said, Facebook is large. A lot of South Asians use Facebook. I know I'm in Greater Toronto area, and I meet a lot of South Asians from all the South Asian countries. They all love Facebook, which is fine. But Facebook is 1.7 billion users, whereas LinkedIn is only 800 million users. And Facebook is crowded. LinkedIn is not that crowded. And the reason is, on Facebook, everybody is posting something. On LinkedIn, only 1% users are producing content, which means there is no competition. So if you are out there and be seen, you are almost at the top. This is what I describe Facebook for. Everybody's shouting in all the directions. So if you scroll down on your feed, I've almost stopped using Facebook for the last couple of years at least, because I think there's too much happening. And what is the benefit? When I look at the professional development side of it, then it comes to LinkedIn, and I missed out that slide. And that slide is about creating a one-on-one relationship that I just gave you an experience for. But if you are in a room, consider yourself in your LinkedIn, you are in a room and talking to people on a one-on-one level. This is what LinkedIn provides you, the only platform that provides you an opportunity to connect with professionals in your desired field. So, Adil Saab, I will now touch upon your question. And I'll try to kind of respond to it in a more holistic manner. So if people like Gary Vee, who has 4 million plus following, if people like Shero Bottom, who has, I think, 1 million following on LinkedIn, and there are many, right, with million or above following. They use LinkedIn, and they're very busy people, and they are $1 million people. They are really making tons of money. They have teams working with them, but they spend a lot of time on LinkedIn and now on Clubhouse, for instance. So if you go on Clubhouse, A lot of these very senior level influencers are using Clubhouse as a platform to influence people. So if we are writing something, or if like for somebody like me or somebody like Octara or JJ, we are treated as influencers. We are influencers. Anybody who is adding value to somebody else's knowledge is an influencer. And that influencer can really help people move from point one to point two, do a lot of good things, and generate more opportunities for him or herself, as well as people who are following that influencer. And Aisha, there are 4 comments. I won't see it, but if you find something interesting, for me to respond, please ping me.
Yeah, they're generally commenting on what you are suggesting. Like there is a message from Sajid Shafiq. He's saying, connecting with participants is a great opportunity to learn and groom. I actually can't speak right now due to COVID effect. Otherwise, would love to interact as a supply chain specialist with other participants.
Great. So again, this is what LinkedIn is. Well, Facebook is too greedy now because it does not really show your post to a lot of people. LinkedIn is Facebook of 2012. That's Gary Vee saying it. I think couple of late, I think November, December last year. He was on a platform. He said LinkedIn is Facebook of 2012. So anybody who built his or her presence on LinkedIn, on Facebook in 2012, between 2012 and 2015, really built it nicely. I know someone in Pakistan who built his presence to 1.6 million followers during that period of time. Everybody was saying, why this guy is doing it. Now, allow me to say, he can literally sell whatever he wants to sell because he has that kind of following. He can help anybody. He can help people like learn new things. He can project himself. It's like personal branding tools for this person with that many following. LinkedIn is constantly evolving. It is constantly evolving, adding so many interesting features. And in the past 1 year only, they have added so many interesting features that are really helping influencers and people who are out there to find jobs and build their network. See, remember, those were the 2 things that came out as a result of our earlier poll. People are more interested in building their network and finding new job opportunities, right? Content targeting is very effective on LinkedIn as compared to Facebook. And as again said, only 1% LinkedIn users produce content, which means it's an open field. Anybody who produces content can win. So we have to kind of think from that perspective as to how effectively we use LinkedIn. And only 5% users understand how it works. So again, there is hardly any competition, right? Biggest mine of hidden job opportunities. Believe me, biggest mine of hidden job opportunities. Why? Because there is a platform within LinkedIn on which everybody knows you can go and find a job. Companies post jobs there, but again, if a post is gone on that platform, you will probably have another 500 people queuing up for that job already, and LinkedIn tells you how many have applied through that post. But if you are looking at the hidden job market within LinkedIn, and I will show you exactly what I mean, there is hardly any competition, and this is what I mean. So I picked up these opportunities from various profiles to show you. And these are like very interesting opportunities. And a lot of people in Pakistan, I know HR people actually produce this type of content where they actually share job opportunities, and they only people who are effectively using their LinkedIn can spot these opportunities. Oh yeah, this was the slide that I wanted to show after the Facebook slide. It helps you build one-on-one relationship. There are some misconceptions. Now, misconception is I have a LinkedIn profile or a company page, and people say I'm active on LinkedIn, and some people think LinkedIn is my resume, and some people think that if I subscribe to LinkedIn Premium, which is $35, $40 a month, it will really help me find a job opportunities or find business opportunities. These are certain misconceptions that I keep hearing. But reality is You have a profile, but is it visible? I told you right at the beginning what visibility means. You are active as a lurker, which means you are only scrolling on post and occasionally liking a post or putting, if you are not really busy on that particular day, you're putting a comment like great post and stuff. So you are not articulating your comments. And another reality is, as I told you earlier, it's a search engine, which means people come here to search for people like you. And if you are not there or you're not effectively using it, you won't appear in that search. And premium does not work if you, and the example that I give usually in this part of the world is that you've rented a shop in an expensive mall, you're paying a monthly rent, and you have nothing to sell in that shop, no inventory. Do you think people will come and stop by? They will not come and stop by, as simple as that. So what we have to do is to first invest and work, or either invest yourself or your time and learn it how to do it, or invest something in it and build it up as an inventory, as a profile, searchable profile. And if that at that point you subscribe to premium, that's fine, because then you have an objective. Optimization. What optimization means? There are 29 checkpoints in a LinkedIn profile that we need to look at while optimizing it. Starting from your keywords and going down up to your experience and skill sets and everything. What I'm going to do is now to quickly go through this, because we are already in about 45 minutes in the session. Branding is really important because this is how people will see you. Your cover banner is your billboard. Treat it as a billboard. I see a lot of people either not using it or maybe putting up a picture which is not relevant to their profile. Keywords, your desired keyword versus searchability. So for instance, just to give you an example, if somebody is in the FMCG sector in South Asia, I think Europe also uses this lingo, this terminology, FMCG, comes to North America and puts FMCG, nobody is going to search him or her, because FMCG is not the lingo for here. The terminology here is CPG, which is consumer packaged goods. So you have to see what are the keywords that you have to put in to become your searchable. About summary is very important. A lot of people use the easiest way to just cut and paste your resume and put it there as your about summary, and then your content strategy, what to post and what not to post, and network building. Keywords, just to give you a quick example, if somebody is looking for a triangle and you are a triangle of some sort, I love to give this example, some sort of a triangle, you will fit in, you are more or less relevant to this triangle search. But if you are a circle or you are a square, you try to fit in, but they won't accept you because you are not too relevant to them. You're not the same shape, yeah? So this is how important your keywords are on LinkedIn, and how relevant and how targeted you are. So if you have a strategy that I really want to work in automotive sector, or like Humayun Bashir Saab is in technology, I really want to continue work in technology sector. Is technology, what I'm producing, what I'm putting out is relevant to technology sector or not, right? If you are putting out things like, if somebody wants to come to the room, Prabhasan, if I'm putting out information and knowledge about leadership within technology, that is probably more relevant and more targeted. Yeah. How do we do it? So we learned what are some of the things with LinkedIn, what are some of the misconceptions. It really helps us connect with people. Once you have connected, you have built trust, you engage with people, you help people, you will be liked and your network will increase. And of course, people like JJ or Humayun Saab or other Saab, people who are known out there in the marketplace, people would always love to connect with people. But what about those people who are not that known in the marketplace? Do you not think this is the opportunity for them to use this platform and use their knowledge to help other and be seen, which will then help build engagement, and they will be liked and connected, and they will be able to increase their network. Another interesting example that I would like to give, and there are two more people coming in. I don't know why they're coming in towards the end. But you see, there is a bigger pool of seekers. Everybody's seeking something, yeah? And there's a huge pool. As soon as you start on social media, particularly on LinkedIn, because I like LinkedIn a lot, as soon as you become a giver, you will move yourself from a big pool and you will redefine your position or reposition yourself as a giver. You will see more people following you, more people connecting with you, and more people will have would love to say that I'm connected with X person who is a giver. So, and becoming a giver is not a big deal. You all are givers. You just have to kind of find out exactly what you want to give out to people. 3 unknown rules. Well, there are many, but 3 are very important that I would like to share with you here. There is something called 35-50 times rule, which means that if you want people to start following you, you have to post consistently 35 to 50 times. Then only LinkedIn's algorithm will start picking your profile up. So think about it. Content sharing. A lot of people share content by sharing an external link. So for instance, you read a nice article, there is a share button, a social share button, you press social share button and the article goes on your LinkedIn. It's there's nothing wrong as far as sharing the content is concerned, but LinkedIn does not really prefer people to share external links, which means algorithm suppresses posts that have external links, which means that if you click on that link, you will leave LinkedIn and go on to another site. Of course, LinkedIn doesn't want it. So you can still share it, but if you share it, your post will be suppressed experimentally. Do not sell rules. So you do not sell a product on LinkedIn. You build trust and relationship on LinkedIn. Once you build trust and relationship, people will come to you. So these are 3 rules that you really need to keep in mind going forward. The way forward for you is, again, I'm getting close to the end of the session, is add branding, identify searchable keywords. Your about summary is not your resume, so write a story. Tell people what you're passionate about. If you work with a brand, that's a great opportunity for you to create that brand equity. With that brand, your profile picture is important. A lot of people do not give it that value. You can find tons of information. So your profile picture should be straight looking, the way I'm looking at you, smiling, and it should look like a professional. I mean, it's okay to have a t-shirt picture or a suit picture or a shirt picture, but it should be against a plain wall, so there is no distractions. So a lot of people take a selfie and put it out there, not recommended. Your experience detail, again, the same thing what people do is easiest thing. Put up the name of the company, your position, when did you join in, or when did you leave the company, and cut and paste from your resume. If you can, please articulate it more, because now if somebody lands on your profile, they're not treating your LinkedIn as your resume. Your skill set is very, very important, again, to align with your searchable keywords. And then recommendations. So people look at recommendations, ask for recommendations. Usually, I mean, if you ask, you will get it. So if you ask 50, you'll probably get 5, which is fine. So get recommendations, because more recommendations on your profile, chances of appearing on LinkedIn search increase also. Last exercise, but please, I request you to participate in this. Because this is going to change or provide you one unique learning experience, okay? So this is a word written here on the slide which says fruit. So say fruit. So this is the way I'm saying it. Fruit. Aisha, you should say fruit also. So encourage other people. Fruit. And
Okay.
shut your
Fruit.
eyes. Fruit. Shut your eyes and think word fruit. Just shut your eyes now and think word fruit. For everyone, this is going to be a life learning experience for you. I can tell you that. But most of us. So you said fruit and you could shut your eyes and uh, thought word fruit. Aisha, what did you see?
Apple.
Apple. So can anyone share? You can unmute yourself and share if you saw a fruit or fruit basket of fruits or tree of fruit.
Mangoes.
Mangoes. Munawar, thank you. Who else?
People are putting their option in the chat box as well.
Okay, let's see comments then.
It's a pineapple.
Yeah, apple, mango, pineapple, apple, pineapple, dates, strawberries, mangoes. Okay, excellent, excellent. So thank you very much for participating. What did you learn? Aisha, like to pick your way. What did you learn?
Like if there is something, what comes to your mind, like it
Okay.
instant recall क्या होती है चीज़ आपकी?
Okay. So this is JJ. You would remember, your friend late Tony Buzan. Remember when you invited me to when he was here. He was in Karachi, and there was this some kind of a lockdown or something was going on around Sheraton, and we were struggling to get in. This is adopted from his book Mind Mapping.
Okay, great.
So what he says that your mind thinks in 3 dimensions. It does not think linear. Okay. Most of us putting content on LinkedIn is linear content. Yeah, we are putting words, sentences. This is linear content. And anybody reading linear content creates an image of that content. So it really depends on what you put. I mean, you can add pictures and videos and all that, which is great. But a lot of us only add linear content. In your whole life, remember, when you're putting a linear content, a letter, an email, an advertisement, whatever content you're putting linear, people will create an image around it. So you have to be very, very careful as to what letter, what words, what sentences you put wherever you want to put. Yeah, so this was something that I really want to share with you. Okay, again, content is king. Content is everywhere. This is content what I'm talking to you. What you are adding in your text, in your chat is content. Music is content. Everything is content around us. So we have to be very strategic as to what content we produce and how will it impact or help us and help other people. Take good care of your LinkedIn because that's really, really important. And I finish here and I have another poll which I would request you. Oops, what I'm doing. Okay, another poll and then we will say and this is multiple choice, so you can add more than one. Yeah, we'll close the poll in 30 seconds in the interest of time.
Sahab, in the meantime, can I ask you a question?
Sir, please go ahead.
तो ये जो एक ड्रिफ्ट हो रही है from the global village back to the core, तो अब जो आपका immediate environment है has been greatly inspired or driven by COVID. तो इस सिनारियो में तो आई सपोज लिंक्डइन जो है वो और हशाश बशाश हो गया होगा.
सर मैं आपको एग्जांपल दूं, और बिकॉज आई थिंक मोस्ट ऑफ अस आर फ्रॉम कराची पाकिस्तान, सॉरी, सो हम उर्दू में भी रख सकते हैं इस कन्वर्सेशन को, इफ यू अलाउ मी टू. देखिए, जो ग्रोथ मैंने बताई आपको लिंक्डइन की इन द पास्ट 1 year, फ्रॉम 120 million people added globally, in North America particularly, and in the Gulf as well as in the European market. LinkedIn is really making a kill, as we call it. और चीज़ ये है कि अगर हम उसको यूज़ नहीं करेंगे, इफ देयर इज अ टूल एंड वी डोंट नो हाउ टू यूज़ इट, then of course the tool does not exist for us. मैं अगर पोल एंड कर दूं प्लीज, because 36 responses आ गए, and let me just quickly download it as well as share results. So I'll get back to you on this. So um, thank you very much. You can see the result, and I'm really glad that almost everyone learned something of this session. And we'll probably share this response on the platform. And Arisab, you can add these 2 posts into your article also, inshallah. So मैं इसको बंद कर दूँ, मैं बताता हूँ इसको क्या है. मैंने I've downloaded तो मैं आपसे शेयर कर दूँगा. So when I started working, जी, Aisha, you want to say something?
I want to just quickly want to interview. We have some questions in the chat box as well.
Okay.
So
Adil sahab,
we can open the floor for Q&A.
Yeah, sure. Adil sahab,
sure.
So sir, देखिए, very simple. When I started, so I can only give my example, जो कि मैं भी दे सकता हूँ. नहीं, जिसका एलिजिबिलिटी क्राइटेरिया है वो अगर 16 साल की तालीम है तो 3 साल का. जब मैंने अपना LinkedIn प्रोफाइल ऑप्टिमाइजेशन के बिजनेस में आया, so I was only thinking that I would serve Kenyan market. A lot of immigrants come here, and South Asian, India, Pakistan is the largest immigrant community, and nobody uses LinkedIn at all. And in this market, if you do not have an optimized LinkedIn, you can't find job. Period. As simple as that. So I would work with them. But when I started putting out the content that I really wanted to target the market, मुझे यहाँ की मार्केट से इतने क्लाइंट नहीं मिले जितने क्लाइंट मुझे यूएस से, यूरोप से, कतर, दुबई, सऊदी, ऑस्ट्रेलिया फॉर इंस्टेंस. सो मेरे लिए तो बहुत ज़बरदस्त चीज़ हो गई. सो आई एक्चुअली हैव क्लाइंट्स ऑलमोस्ट, बस अगर यहाँ से बैठ के मैं अगर ऑस्ट्रेलिया में भी सर्व कर रहा हूँ क्लाइंट्स को, एंड मेरे जो वेबिनार्स हैं, एंड आयशा एंड जैनब और सारे ने कुछ अटेंड भी किया है, जो मैं ट्रेनिंग सेशंस करा रहा हूँ, that's people from South Africa, from US, from other Pakistani ज़्यादा हैं, some of मेरी फॉलोइंग पाकिस्तानी ज़्यादा है. So अगर हम इसको effectively use करें, it can actually generate a lot of interest. So that's the response. Okay. Munawar, your question is, how can LinkedIn be used in switching to a different sector, for example, B2B marketing person to CPG, into CPG sales and marketing? See, आपका previous experience is of course very important, and now how do you want to project yourself in the market space? Which means that if you, in your headline, if you have placed CPG as a thing that you really want, because remember search engine, if you put in CPG, chances are, and if you have an optimized profile, that you will start appearing in those searches. And when you appear in those searches, people look at your profile, and if your profile is strong enough for them to call you or to send you an email, that's how LinkedIn can help you.
Acha, Hamad, there is a question from Asad Nayyar. He's asking, does LinkedIn Learning help strengthen the profile?
LinkedIn Learning is a set of learning tools. That's it. And it's not only about LinkedIn. There are maybe 80, 90,000, maybe 100,000. I don't even remember how many courses are out there. So I would actually suggest, if you want to learn it, watch videos, read a lot. I mean, it took me 10 years, but it's still evolving because things are changing. LinkedIn's engineers change algorithm every week, by the way. So, so you have to be mindful of that thing. So if you are not on top of it, then you will be okay, but you will not, you may not be receiving the kind of response that you want. So you have to be out there and be seen every day, as they call it, 30 to 50 rules, 30 to 50 time rule. How to tap into hidden job market, more details, please. Hidden job market is a job market in which jobs are advertised on individual profiles. So if
Hello?
I have a job and if I
ये अयूब आवाज आ रही? अच्छा अयूब फैसल बोल रहा हूँ
फैसल आप म्यूट करेंगे?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes,
So if
sorry.
Faisal, mute kar lein please. Okay, thank you. So if I am putting out a post, I have a job for a marketeer, for instance, and that if you see that post, that's hidden job market for you because this job is not publicly advertised on a job portal, a job which is not advertised on job portal. So if you have people, so for instance, I can give you an example again from Pakistan. If you're looking for a job at Indus Motors, for instance, and you start following HR people in the Indus Motors, some of them, if they're using it effectively, will post it because if you have a small pool of people to select from, it's easier for HR people. If you put out a job advertisement, you'll probably get 5,000 applications. It's very difficult for them to sift it. So a lot of them actually use their own profile and post jobs there and attract candidates. So that's how the hidden job market works. But again, if you are not connected with people, if you're not following them, if your own profile is not valuable for them when they see it, then of course that's another challenge. Imran Hanif has shared his profile. Any more questions?
Yeah, JJ is asking, how do you compare LinkedIn versus Twitter to brand yourself?
Oh, two different animals, JJ. Very different animals. I have decent enough following on Twitter also, but I think if we decide, so as an influencer, I mean, I treat you as an influencer. You have more opportunities to maneuver around your content on LinkedIn as compared to Twitter.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Can you share your WhatsApp number, please?
My WhatsApp number is, it's in the chat.
Aisha, you may wish to put this number and the contacts on the chat, later on or in this time.
Or you can email me. I've given my email address as well as, and if anybody wants to download more tools, free tools available on my website, and there are some paid tools available if you are enthusiastic enough to invest into those tools. So there are certain tools available. A complete package is available there for whatever services I offer. But technically speaking, this is just because you asked. This is a session between which I and JJ kind of try to brought to you to help you understand what I call quote unquote the might of LinkedIn. LinkedIn is growing, and LinkedIn is the platform for professionals to use effectively if we want to grow, do more business, connect with more people, relevant people, target more conversations. And when I say conversation, it means not only conversations on your profile, but outside your profile. So prospecting is one thing. So I have got a few clients that I work with on their network building, and I take them to a point where they are connected with people they want to connect with. And from that stage, they have to pick up phone and call them, right? So, or invite them over coffee or something. So this is how it works. This is how it is growing, and it is helping people make their careers to the next level. People like me do B2B, lot of B2B work. and things are still unfolding on LinkedIn. So if any, yeah, so any more questions or comments?
Yeah, I think we're done with questions. Can I request Syed Asad to put your contact details in the chat box? And lastly, I would like to add something. We at Octara, as Hamad have said, that we are planning a 6-module program with him on based on this concept, which you have attended, just attended the webinar, and we plan to start it from the end after the Eid and Ramadan. So if you want to know about more about this program, you can visit our website and contact my colleague Sarah Mati for further details. And lastly, I would like to invite JJ to say a few words for the session.
Before I say a few words of thanks, you might want to take a picture because people, some of the participants may wish to sort of leave.
They have to turn on their cameras, JJ. I don't know why people keep their camera off.
Yeah, we see a lot of Would all the participants please put on the camera so that we can take a nice shot, a picture of yourselves, including myself, of course.
I found one more person I know very closely, Atiq Rahman. How are you, Atiq Saab?
Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. How are you?
Great, thank you very much.
Can we all do a big thumbs up for the session and take a photograph? Sarim, can you take a photograph for us?
Yeah, sure. Okay,
just
done.
a few seconds.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, Hamad, I'd like on behalf of Octara and behalf of all the participants to thank you very much for your very comprehensive presentation on LinkedIn. I learned a lot of things, and I'm looking forward to the recording, which will be available on our website, on the Octara website, which will allow us to, in good time to read all those slides that you put up there, and to hear you also, and in a little more perhaps focus on whatever you said. See, so that is something that also will be reproduced. This webinar's content will be reproduced by my friend Adil Ahmed in our next issue of Octara.com. So you can have a detailed review of this webinar. You can have a recording to sort of go back and try to see what is it that you could apply in your LinkedIn profile. And we also would like for you all the participants to encourage us and to motivate us to do more of these programs, which we would love to do. There is no cost to it, and it's just a pro bono thing that Octara does. We've been doing this from the beginning of when COVID came in. We've been doing this since March last year. Over the last 1 year now, we've done close to about 18 webinars with the local trainers as well as international speakers, local speakers, international speakers, experts on their subject. Of course, there is also a lot of webinars which are available on our Octara web mall plus, which are, I would say, more than 50 on different functions, on different subjects, which can be, you can always go to them and, at your convenience, pick and choose the topic and watch them. So I would encourage that very strongly. So the participants that I've seen over here on today's webinar are coming from AFU, from Jubilee Insurance, from Aga Khan University, from PTCL, from Dalda Foods, from Dubai Islamic Bank, from UBL, from Hub Company, and of course my favorite company, TCS, my own company where I'm working. So thank you all those participants from these companies and all those who are perhaps I'm not able to identify. Thank you very much for being here, and I hope that we look forward to see more of you in the next few webinars. I think Aisha will give a list of webinars that are due in the month of Ramadan, which are of interest should be of interest to most of you. And lastly, I'd like to thank Zainab, Sarim, and mostly Aisha for having put this program together with Hamad. Thank you very much, Hamad, once again. Thank you, everybody over here. And Aisha, please, you can continue with your, messages.
Yeah. I would like to share the programs that are lined up in the coming months. Give me a second, and I'll show on your screens.
I'd like to think that our webinars, our Octara Web Mall is a Netflix of webinars that are available at your choice, at your time, whenever you want to do it. So do go to the Octara Web Mall Plus.
Yeah, so these are the programs that are available. Like we have a Ramzan-related program by Abbas Hussain. These are the series of programs that are related to Ramzan, and then we have a program with Umair Jaliawala. In Ramzan, in the month of Ramzan, it's a talk, and we are aiming to do it on offline, like in a classroom setting. Then we have few programs with international trainers like Catherine and John Bentley, and one in a program on organizational change. And few other programs that are lined up in the month. So if you want to know more about these webinars or online programs, you can visit our website, or you can contact my colleague Sarim to find more details and registration. Lastly, I would like to reinforce that those who have attended the sessions, like a complete session, they will get 2 bonus guides for LinkedIn guides for this related to this webinar to enhance their LinkedIn profile. And any if you want to register for our upcoming webinars or online programs, you can visit our website. See you soon in the upcoming webinar.
Thank you so much.
What no e-certificates?
Yeah, and also an important announcement to make. So all those participants who have, like I've said in the start, like those who attended this webinar, like a complete session, they will get e-certificates from Octara along with these guides.
Thank you, Asha.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jamil.
Thank you, Hamad.
Bye-bye.
No.
Thanks, Hamad. Let's hope to see you again soon.
Sure, absolutely.
On a program, and full day
come
program.
Here. After COVID, visit us.
Yeah, we'll do. I have my son over there, so I'm looking forward to that.
All right. Thank you very much. Thanks, Aisha, Sarim, and Zainab, and everyone. We had pretty interesting conversation, and I hope this conversation will continue. And I've tried to help you redefine your thinking process towards LinkedIn. So if you want to communicate with me, giving you my contact details, and hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.